So it's been a very long time since I did something productive, and I thought to myself, what could I possibly do that could increase the rate of my productivity? So I decided to build a custom PC, and the sole purpose of creating this video is to enlighten you folks and share my insights on what I think you should and you shouldn't do when you're purchasing a PC, and of course, flaunt my rig. So let's just quickly dive in. Here with me, I have the all new Ryzen 5 5600X. This is the latest generation of AMD. The reason that I didn't go with the 3000 series is because, let's face it, the 3000 series got old. But more importantly, this is based on Zen 2, Zen 3 architecture. The previous generation was based on Zen 2 architecture. Now, what happens with Zen 3 architecture is that it has about 19% of IPC gain over the Zen 2 architecture. It also has dual CCD with the octa-core CCX per CCD. In the previous generations, what used to happen is that in one die there used to be 4 cores, and in the other die there used to be another 4 cores. So if these cores got exhausted, it used to circle the infinity fabric to access the other 2 cores, which increased a lot of which had problems with the latency. But this time, because of the negligible intercore latency in the Ryzen 5000 series, this is the best processor in the market. I mean, not best, of course there's 5900X and 5950X, but as of now, in the budget segment, this is the best CPU, I'm sorry. Yeah. Now, on top of that, it has a base clock of 3.7 gigahertz and a boost clock of 4.6 gigahertz, which means that it could literally execute 4.6 billion instructions per second, which in itself is a very big accomplishment. Now, the second component that I have is, of course, the motherboard. And here with me, I have the MSI B550A Pro. Now, this is a significant improvement over the previous B450 generations because of obvious reasons, one of which is the chipset. I won't go into the details, but all I can tell you is that it offers a 10-phase V-Core VRM, and from the IR35201 pulse width modulator, it takes about 5 signals and then doubles them using the IR3598 phase doublers. Now, each of these 10 phases are driven by the onsemi 4C029N fit on the high side and the 4C024N fit on the low side. Now, for the graphics card, I've chosen the all-new RTX 3060 Ti from NVIDIA. The reason I went with RTX and not GTX is because of, obviously, ray tracing and also the deep learning super sampling in this thing. Now, this card has about 17,400 million transistors inside of it. It has about 4,864 CUDA cores and comes with 8 GB of VRAM. So that's pretty much it. It's self-explanatory. I mean, this is the best card you could ever get in a budget segment, of course. Now, for RAM, I've selected a total of 16 gigabytes of DDR4 memory from G.Skill. It comes with a frequency of 3200 megahertz and CL16. Now, for those of you who don't know what CL16 means, so the column address strobe latency of 16 of RAM module means the number of clock cycle that it takes to reach a specific set of data in one of its columns. Also, 3200 megahertz means the frequency of the RAM. So think of it as executing 3200 mega transfers in 1 second, which means that 1 mega transfer would include about 1 million data transfers. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Now, the PSU that I've chosen is Cooler Master's MWE V2 650 watt, and this has an efficiency of 80 plus bronze. So, I mean, whenever you purchase a PSU, just make sure that it has an efficiency of at least 80 plus bronze. I mean, 80 plus gold, 80 plus platinum is well and good, but in the budget segment, this is more than enough. And if you plan on purchasing Cooler Master, just make sure that the version is V2 and no other version. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, for the monitor, I've selected MSI's Optix G241. It's a very bulky monitor, and it comes with a refresh rate of 144 hertz, which is really nice. It means that it can display 144 frames in 1 second. So the normal computers that we use have about 60 a frequency of 60 hertz and 75 hertz and 120 hertz, but this will give you an exceptional experience. Also, it comes with a response time of 1 millisecond, which means response time is the time taken by a pixel to change its color from black to white, and 1 millisecond is pretty fast, trust me. And that's pretty much it. It also comes with free sync, so it can give you a better gaming experience. And yeah, that's all. Now, yeah, the case that I've chosen, it's a very bulky case. I'm not going to show it to you. I'll show it in the later part of the video. So it's Antec ICE 511MT, a very nice case. It comes with a mesh design and good airflow, which is required for a PC like this. And yeah, once the build is complete, I'll show it to you guys. Okay, let me just quickly tell you about the prices for these components. You get the processor Ryzen 5 5600X for about 35,000 rupees, and then you get the motherboard MSI B550A Pro. You get it for about 15,000 rupees, and the graphics card RTX 3060 Ti, you get it for about 50,050. Then the RAM G-Skill 8x2, you get it for about 7,000 rupees, and the power supply, you get it for about 6,000 rupees. The storage, including the M.2 SSD and the HDD, you get it for about 7,000, 7,500. And lastly, the monitor Mac 241C, you get it for about 17,000 rupees. So the total comes down to about 1,40,000 to 1,43,000. Depending upon your budget, you can obviously choose other components, and if you want, you could also purchase it from the local vendors, so you'll get it at a discounted price.